instant death for most heroes. Definitely for Crystal Maiden, and likely for any split pusher that they may pick. Yeah, Tinker, as you mentioned, is looking pretty decent. So Keeper, Naga, Band. Naga played by both teams.
Reserve time.
So, nothing unusual. It's kind of like a slow start to the day. Come on. Move through the Bounty Hunter ban.
Team secrets turn to ban.
It's nothing out of the ordinary yet. The Bounty Hunter ban we've even seen in the first two up against Team Secret during the group stages. That's understandable.
I wonder if they're gonna ban like the combinations with Darkseer though. That are not scared of like a Earth Spirit, Spirit Breaker, any of those that can dual lane with the Darkseer very easily.
5 seconds remaining.
It's a little tough.
Maybe also just don't fear the rotations. Like if you got some good control. Because most of those heroes, wait, was it the Rubik? Normally play quite well against that, and that's something which Team Secret don't have a single support yet. So they're pretty open with what they want to do. We also have to keep in mind too that Ninjas in Pajamas have been going for this odd kind of jungler kind of style. I don't know if we're going to do it this time around, but we're doing like the Venomancer and Alchemist combination. So the Alchemist running mid, bouncing around all the runes, but they only did it on Dire side because it's a lot more efficient on Dire side than Radiant. So maybe not for this first game.
They could easily do Enigma too.
Oh yeah.
Crystal Maiden can't roam offensive jungle very easily. She's really slow and she needs her 2 in her own jungle. So you usually can get like a free level 3 by the time Crystal Maiden can come over. And I think that Enigma is kind of what they need for the big team fight. Centaur's decent and Invoker's decent, but I think Darkseer Crystal Maiden's already a pretty potent duo.
Reserve time.
And we had Kazoob actually playing an Enigma earlier in the group stage.
Yeah, he was off lane.
Yeah, he was the off lane, and there was only one person that could actually counter him once he got his BKB, and that was a Slaughter, and he had to blink in behind him and then bash him. That was the only way they could actually stop his black hole.
That's so sad.
It was actually the worst, like, because you knew you couldn't win a team fight, but it made it great for Team Secret. They ended up taking that game very, very comfortably. But Elder Titan, here we've seen Alliance favor a lot for space creation.
5 seconds
comes in for NiP.
This was a hero that Synderen actually couldn't play often when Elder Titan was very popular. It was one of the weaknesses when I casted them in the last qualifiers, is that they couldn't play Elder Titan. So I don't know if it's going to be Hani or
when you say couldn't play Elder Titan,
they never picked it, and he was first pick, first ban material.
Okay.
So they always had a ban.
So they just dodged him, and they okay.
And I assume that means you couldn't play it, because if you're first pick and you can play it, you just leave it in the pool.
Yeah.
So if you're first pick and you have to ban it, it definitely
5 seconds
did not bode so well for them in the draft.
I'll have a chance this time around, but Team Secret now pick up their IO. So welcome to a little bit of global presence, a lot of sustain, and one of the signature heroes of Team Secret.
That is a lot of global presence.
Can you still get away with running something like the Enigma for Team Secret? Or
I don't think so. Not
you don't do it now with that I already picked?
I think the Elder Titan actually is really good for the split. Can interrupt it very easily, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem very great with the IO too. You can have really weak lanes. Because IO Invokers, not particularly strong. IO Centaur, you usually don't see that combination, so IO needs to find probably that safe lane partner for them to bully. And then Darkseer generally just wins his lane in most one-on-one matchups, and he has a Crystal Maiden aura on his side. You could easily have the Elder Titan up there if they wanted to dual offlane that. So
if you want to punch him out, which means then like you almost need to see a stronger support hero out from Secret. Hello, Alchemist. He's back for Ninjas in Pajamas.
Secret's turn to pick.
Leaves them only with the one position as the question mark. Even though NiP sometimes run era with the Alchemist through the qualifiers, I think it's been exclusively Koifa.
I like this draft a lot from NiP. They're scared of like the passive farmers, like the ones that can stall. The Naga and the Tinker, they both banned out because Secret think they can take them in a head-on fight. But if they go Alchemist, Team Secret's forced to come to them too.
Reserve time.
Can you do that with the IO unless you get an aggressive mid?
I don't actually know.
You've already got the Invoker there.
Yeah, so who are they going to actually pair with the IO? It might just be a Pylite IO like Iron Talon IO too. So it might just be
true.
You know, IO.
They've jungled the IO. It's
not so bad.
Oh, it was actually efficient. Like 3 minutes in, I think he hit level 4.
Yeah.
When he was uncontested.
ET can interrupt it though. ET's I think one of the better heroes that to contest because he has a lot of move speed. He's pretty tanky and he is
Radiant team banned.
his level 1 is really good with the spirit.
Alright, so we get a Timber Saw 1 position from Team Secret. So not a hell of a lot of like the Timber obviously has a lot of burst, but if he gets controlled, it puts a lot of pressure on the Invoker to keep doing damage in these fights.
NiP have no BKB heroes though, so it's actually okay that they picked the
5
Timber
seconds
Saw.
remaining.
The only hero, the hero that's most likely to buy BKB is actually the Crystal Maiden, I would say in this game,
Reserve
which is
time.
you know you can kind of deal with the ultimate, just stampede out or add
10
stampede and
seconds
just tank
remaining.
it. No big deal for them.
But NiP still have 1 last hero, and it's still the era hero we're looking for.
Team Secrets
So
turn to
what's your
ban.
best counter? Like you're looking for your 1 big core position, what's able to take out Team Secret if you can get the early farm? Do you just look to the Alchemist, or does Aero like play a space creation ganking hero early on?
It depends
10
on what you see
seconds
Team
remaining.
Secret do. If you're completely comfortable with your late game, which I think they probably
5
should be because they have
seconds
Alchemist,
remaining.
you just pick, I don't know, anyone that can use Ags. It's pretty standard.
Team
Ursa is pretty
Secrets
good.
turn to
Jug's
pick.
pretty good, but I don't know how Secret's gonna round out their lineup. It's okay late game because of the Invoker, but I don't know.
They need a roaming support, right? Like, because right now they're not going to affect the Alchemist, and Qualifier been doing this thing where he keeps
10
controlling all the
seconds
runes.
remaining.
Mhm.
Like he keeps going up, he'll grab 1 bounty rune, TP to his tier 2 tower, and run to
5
the second
seconds
bounty
remaining.
rune. In this case, he'll use the Shrine TP.
It doesn't have to be a
on the
roaming
Radiant.
support though. It could still be the Enigma that you
Reserve
mentioned. Because I
time.
think
Isn't that going to be greedy though? If you're
It
already thinking
is.
about running the IO, you need to have a support with control.
But they
Like,
might lose a
where's the
late game.
control going to come from? You may as well just pick a Weaver on NiP and say, hey, we're going to win this game now because
10
you've got no
seconds
knockdown.
remaining.
Debatable.
Radiant team pick.
All right. I don't think we've seen a NiP support. At least in Europe.
Yeah, next support is it's when your hero really counters
10
something.
seconds
It's decent
remaining.
for Starks here though. Like he's almost always gonna have Ion Shell in the fight, and you can just
5
stun lock him
seconds remaining.
whenever. Pretty decent at dealing with the Crystal Maiden. I think most importantly though, you can go into the opponent's jungle
5
with
seconds
a
remaining.
mixed assassin.
So VS will be the final
that's
one
a-
up for NiP.
That's a ton of minus armor.
Oh.
Luckily they drafted the Timbersaw though. The Timbersaw I think is pretty good because reactive, you don't really care about the natural order on Elder Titan. You have tons of armor to tank the Alchemist and the Vengeful Spirit. But Secret I think slightly underhanded in the draft. Dealing with Alchemist is always quite finicky. You make a couple mistakes in the early game and Alchemist has 3 items.
Yep.
That's kind of how it goes. And then
I just don't know how they're meant to stop the Alchemist in the early game. Like, Nyx Assassin, does he become the roamer? Do you actually run, like, Timber in the mid instead? And Invoker on the safe lane, so you have someone that can go up into the
I
front of
personally
Alchemist?
think so. I think they should run Invoker in the safe lane and then Timber in that
10
mid lane,
seconds remaining.
just so they can shut down this Alchemist. Alchemist is probably the most important hero here to shut down.
I mean, the right thing, and we'll go into the game. Hopefully we're having no
Prepare
sound
for
issues again
battle.
today, as I see our wonderful IT guy run in.
So Timbersaw picked up 2 mangoes, so that means he's going to be in the safe lane. It will still just be mid 1 in the mid lane. I don't think I've actually seen them swap up and go mid 1 in the safe lane and MP in the mid. MP used to be a mid laner, so I'm sure he could handle that.
Yeah.
And I also think that all mid laners can play the safe lane. I think it's a little bit easier. So it won't be too hard if they actually decided to do it. Centaur was not able to get his ward down. Oh, actually, he got a sentry now to block the big camp. Oh, there's a reserve ward place too. That's some free money for Kezu.
Give it to him early on, or is there anyone else?
He's the only one that's going to be down there.
To battle.
True.
So
What?
Sunstrike the top lane to see if they were doing anything funny with their lanes. The thing about Vengeful Spirit is very easy to aggro with her, but I don't know. Versus Timbersaw, you don't really need to. You generally aggro against heroes that need to be shut down early. Terrorblade, things like that. Terrorblade, Slark, weak early game heroes. Timbersaw can definitely hold his own.
The battle begins.
Just letting everyone know too, like I know, like I mentioned, the IT guys coming in here. There's a couple of sound issues which should be getting sorted out at the moment. So relax, everything will hopefully be fine.
400 gold for Koikba.
The money, it starts rolling in. I almost wait for them to like just say both bounty runes for him, but Cinderen's doing the block in mid. Kind of missed the timing, so mid one's gonna have the advantage in the lane.
But he has 600 gold, Toby.
So you instantly just win as Alchemist now. Are we're not going to go back into that era. The time when if you just pick up a bounty rune, you win as Alchemist. Thanks to the nerfs. So how's that bottom lane looking? So Keizu going to have Hani as well as Ira trying to chip away as much of his life as possible. He's got a lot of consumables up his sleeve. And they're pushing him a long way back. Another Frostbite. Ira doesn't actually have his stun available. So Keizu already has to trigger off his Sal, but it does show just how potent this lane can be with Hani and Ira, but Hani's out of mana.
Keizu got the value tango too. Yeah, Connie's gonna have to pop his clarity right now. No return yet on the Centaur. That could potentially be a decent skill up for him, but he did go for the hoof stomp early.
What a surprise Paladai is doing this. Cinderen's harassing the mid lane. I thought we'd be seeing him going a lot more in towards the jungle to try and stop the Ire from doing his stuff. Because right now Paladai is doing the Iron Talon, like flash farming Ire.
Yeah, Cinder is not usually the roamer though, but he is going to head over there and keep eyes on Pi. Pi does see him. Cinderin cannot kill him.
But he can at least take the CS and force Paladai back out. Paladai's almost 3 levels already.
He's just trying to make sure that the Alchemist has a good game. If Alchemist has a good game, Secrets gameplay becomes very, very hard.
Keizu's out of consumables now.
He still has the shrine.
Those things are also making a break. He's got the Invis rune. Potential gank if he wants to go in towards the mid. He's only got level 2 with Return as well as Hoof Stomp. But the stun may be enough for mid 1 to do some work with the Sunstrike.
Yeah, he has the wave in a really good spot too, like right outside his tower on the high ground. Koikba.
Oh, there's your tether forward. Sunstrike's right in the mark. Spirit's down, but Koikba, he'll go down. The stomp from Cinder and just a little bit too late. Couldn't do enough damage.
That was a great stomp though. He hit all 3 heroes with that. The Sunstrike even got split with a range creep, but that's a pretty penny. 350 gold for a hero kill.
But then Qualifier just runs up, picks up the bounty rune, and then will farm up the camps. So Cinderin can take the experience in mid lane when they come back again. But we see this from Qualifier. Nothing can really stop him. Even during the early group stage matches when he played the Alchemist, like he got shut down in the early phase. He sat at the 3rd highest net worth until 10 minutes in, and then just skyrocketed. His rotations, his timings with the Alchemist are just so good that I'm waiting to see Team Secret be a little bit more aggressive. They can't really do it yet. Like Puppy's level 2.5. He's probably the biggest roamer that they have.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest parts about playing a support Nick.
Keizu.
On level 6.
He's a little bit far up here. Cinderen's moving over. They got Wave of Terror. That's -3 on the armor. The Stomp is out. The Magic Missile is also available. Way too much damage for a Centaur to tank through. So Ira will take the kill.
Got a little bit greedy. Definitely not worth for him. At least he didn't use his TP. He will be able to go back into the mid lane. Mid 1, how's his CS going? Looks like he's doing pretty well and not getting out CS completely by the Alchemist, so that's pretty good. Didn't beat that Forge Sphere either. Nice, nice.
Puppy's first movement. Paladai is going to get the stun off. The Sunstrike's right in the mark, and Cinderin. Food on the top rune.
They're not completely successful in their roaming. Crystal Maiden has had to commit a lot of resources to deal with the Centaur, and Cinderin is also forced to kind of park himself in the mid lane because Alchemist has been under a decent amount of pressure.
Yeah. But this is what I was talking about with Koifa. TP out, grab the bounty rune, farm the camps, stack up when he can because he's got himself like a stack just below that.
His net worth is not that amazing though. Invoker going for the Ring of Basilius build. We haven't seen this too much. It's mostly just been null into Midas, maybe with a raindrop, but usually no raindrop. So I think the early game is even more crucial for the Invoker than in other games, and he needs to be able to push the towers with the passive. Every little bit helps.
Got a smoke gank going. Marty going to be put out of position. The stun's out. The Sunstrike's coming in as well. Damage is already done, however, and Synderen, once again, good 3-man stomp, but also comes after the kill has already happened.
They're slowly shutting off the map from NiP. Chopperoon has been controlled, bottom jungle has been controlled, so bottom bounty is now Team Secrets, and the area that Alchemist can farm is slowly but surely dwindling. They aren't able to get any stacks up either. The Centaur and the Nyx Assassin and the Wisp could easily take out a stack if they saw it.
It's probably the reason why NiP is only stacking up near their secret shop. It's the most defensible place on the map for them.
They definitely know how to play against the Alchemist, though. Go into the jungle very, very early on. It's 6 minutes into the game, but Secret have parked themselves onto this bottom lane with 3 heroes.
They really want to kill a Pilot Eye. Spirits out, the quick tether away, but the Sunstrike right in the money. Era, he's in trouble, gets the Sun over on Io, able to get the kill. 3 1-times to revolve, he's in body blocked up by Synderen, needs some space, jukes it back down again, getting the distance away from Puppey. Synderen close on his tail once again, starts up the stomp, but already the impale damage from Puppey will find the kill on the safe lane core. Keizu's not done just yet, double edge is available, slice through Synderen, one more slice will do it too.
No crowd.
Man, these 3 heroes are owning the jungle right now. Nyx Assassin, you usually don't see him have this much impact early, but with the tether, move speed, and the tether slow on the opponents, he's actually able to hit a lot of his impales. And those are some pretty big kills too. Killing Bunch of Spirit this early in the game is quite nice.
Arnie able to knife the invis rune. Looks like he was trying to save it for Pilot Eye Puppey. But he won't have it. But these 3 Observer Wards shows Team Secret's intentions, at least.
Invade the jungle as early as possible, and with the help of the Sunstrike, it's kind of like they have 4 heroes down there constantly. And Wisp is level 6.
Out.
7 minutes in. My goodness.
Iron Talon IO it's a real thing, man.
Yeah, he's definitely played this a lot.
Yeah. It's also because he just got so much farm without being contested. Like, the only thing that Synderen was able to stop him from doing was killing 2 little satyrs.
Oh, he's been involved in 4 kills too.
It's that rotation down to bottom lane, adding pressure towards a hero who normally is part of a lot more of a potent safe lane, and that being the Vengeful Spirit. Look, Qualifier continues his farm. Looks like he's going to go for his normal build as this Armlet into Radiance. So not rushing any kind of Radiance, just keeping it consistent with the strength gain.
It's only his left jungle, though, that's really safe for him. That bounty he can pretty much get every even minute. But MP and Pilot are looking to change that.
Yeah, they're coming for the rune. Qualifier was able to take it. Now he's actually going to stop the stack. It's quite a large amount of money. But MP's able to take away from Qualifier.
Yeah, they have shut down pretty much every single stack. Look at Nyx Assassin, too, with his illusions, trying to scout out what's going on over here.
His bottom lane. Centaur, there's a relocate coming into it. Empty. They're moving over towards Era. He has swapped. He's trying to play the position. That's why he's throwing Keizu back in again. And the send and the storm coming in. It's going to hit just as the chain was coming out from MP. So Synderen with the Echo Stop will do the work, and Era may try and punish. Keizu able to be stunned up. There's a level 2 Frostbite available, and Synderen, well, a couple of punches and Keizu should go down. Era will have the damage. So they survive the relocate gank. Don't think Trixie will be as lucky, however. He's going to stick charge and try and surge out. The Sunstrike's going to hit its mark, or it would if MP already didn't find the kill.
Both offlaners suffering a little bit, but wanted to use that relocate nice and early. That was a great swap coming out from the Vengeful Spirit. They need some tower pressure of their own, though. Right now, Secret's making all the moves, place all the Observer Wards inside the jungle, stealing the bounties, stealing the stacks, and they're mostly free to do whatever they want, whereas NiP, they're just all relying on this Alchemist. He does have his armlet up at the ready, but that's about it.
But give him some survivability if Team Secret try and force down the towers.
His net worth is not that crazy, considering how many bounty runs he's gotten.
Yeah. Well, normally he combines it up by getting the stacks inside the camps, but he hasn't been able to freely do that. The small invasion that came in from MP
And Puppy's already
kind of
in there,
messed
too.
with the momentum.
Yep, everyone's in the jungle. Party in the jungle.
Qualifier is going to guarantee that 10-minute rune. And bottom lane. Error, stun, relocates on the way. Error, oh, the stun strike! Right on top of his TP position. MP just needed a chain to finish the last little bit of damage to kill the Vengeful Spirit.
And they bring the Invoker down here so he can push a tower.
Is under attack.
I think they can just leave him.
Yeah, Paladin just does exactly that.
That's not a hero that you really see too often relocated with, but when you need to secure the tower, it's definitely worth it. And they're doing a really good job of shutting down the Alchemist. Net worth is
Radiant's bottom
pretty
tower is
decently in
under
favor of the Secret, especially considering this Alchemist 2000 is kind of where you want to be in the lead if you're Radiant side, but 2000 in favor of Secret. They've been playing extremely well, controlling up the jungle, limiting the stacking. The supports can't stack. They don't have time to do so because all their lanes are under pressure.
Yep.
And
They have
Honey-
to stay in the lane. Syndra is just doing his rotation thing. It's
Honey's only level 5. CM is one of the better junglers, I would say, at the moment. And looking to put some moves on right now. Smoke coming out from Era and Hani.
They do see the Syndra moved up thanks to that
Radiant's
Observer Ward
middle
left on
tower
top of the
is under
Radiant
attack.
Shrine. So Team Secret might be able to just read from this the fact there's people missing, and not to mention mid 1, he's reached the tier 2 tower on bottom lane. He's attacking the tier 2 tower while NiP are trying to force something on top, but the only person there is Keizu. Very difficult target to kill, so Syndra is already forced to TP out down to the bottom lane to defend.
And they can almost just relocate out with him. Relocates up in just 5 seconds because he does really get in some deep business.
So they have the damage. Error is now very, very visible. Wave of Terror, he's have to swap in Pilot Eye as Pilot Eye was tethering away. Quick Stampede, but Hani commits the ultimate. They even committed the Darkseer wall to find the bonus damage.
3 ultimates for a Wisp.
Yep.
Radiant structures are
And
fortified.
Kai has shown that he is very happy to be very liberal with the use of his Nova.
They're trading a T2 though for this T1 up top plus a Wisp. Definitely not a favorable trade for NiP. So neutral camps that Alchemist can farm. One Ancient and 2 camps next to the Bounty Rune, and I wouldn't really feel safe farming the other 2 camps. So it's kind of just 3 neutral camps that is available to Qualifier, at least without any fear of reprisal.
So then it's going to be all about the fight. It's going to be all about actually fighting
Alchemist
together.
is not a fighter.
He really isn't, especially before he's got his Radiance. That's the timing they're waiting for, but sitting at 3,400 gold, he doesn't even buy the Relic yet. He still needs those camps, he still needs the extra bounty runes, so Syndra can try and delay things up with the Echo Stomp on top of the T1 tower, but mid 1 kept the range, the ET Splitter as well. They push him out, MP actually going to get splintered in just a little bit from that. Error can't find a good swap target, and Alchemist never got his stun. So they were trying to do the swap into the concoction. But Team Secret, perfect positioning.
Forcing Alchemist to fight.
God, they see so much.
Yeah, Puppy is in very, very deep.
This ward game has just been on point. Finally, they're going to find the Observer Ward, but it's nearing the end of its life anyway, so Team Secret got what they wanted out of that Observer Ward. But they go dark now on the Radiant side of the map. So the creep waves is what's giving him the vision. Everything else is pretty much just the Nyx Assassin.
Still, look at where MP is. MP is right outside the TP tower on bottom lane. And Alchemist is forced to sit back and defend the lanes. He can't stack and farm neutrals, which is not very good for his net worth conquest.
He does have the Relic though. So it's not the worst timing you've ever seen for an Alchemist. It'll probably be about 15, 16 minutes in for the full Radiance to be up.
Yeah, it's not particularly good. I think the Timbersaw can destroy the illusions very easily if he is able to get up that Manta Radiance Augury. Should come maybe.
They can see
25
him
minutes.
farming. If Error does the Wave of Terror, okay, he's just going to swap him out. Then Wave of Terror is Hani lets the ulti go. MP can't run away. They try and Stampede, but no one's really there to help him. So Timbersaw will drop, and that's basically dying after you just got your Bloodstone.
Surprised he didn't suicide, but they did get so much damage out of that freezing field. That was a really nice combo from Era and Hani. Gotta push Dire side away from the jungle.
Run away, Syndra.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Mid
attack.
one just got a free 125 from the Helm Dom creep.
What do you actually think about Trixie? Because I know Trixie's been doing this a lot more, and I know Dominator's kind of like the item at the moment. but a Dominator on a Darkseer as opposed to getting the early mech against Secret's push.
They're not going to be fighting anytime soon.
So you just dominate 9, Iron Shell it up and get more use out of that.
They need the lanes pushed out before the Alchemist gets his Radiance. I think that's the main reason why he's going to get it. Because if they can push out the lanes, then the Secret can't actually come to the base. You're worried about the base being broken. Roshan is likely going to go Secret's way unless NiP can sneak in there with all their minus armor. But yeah, I think the Helmodam is really good for avoiding fights. Which mech is if you want to fight, Helmodam if you want to avoid fights. And right now they just do not want to fight. Not until Alchemist at minimum has Manta BOTs, I would say.
Group up, Team Secret, 4-man smoke. Or just 4-man Arcane Boost. They actually don't have a smoke on them. So they just invade the jungle the old-fashioned way. They're bringing observers and sentries down for this. Harney's coming out with 4 sentry wards too. So they planted one down, which Puppey, they're just out of range of it. Now Puppey comes in range of it, so they can see Puppey. Quick Frostbite. He'll spy Carapace over on 2. The Storm from Elder Titan. It doesn't create any space. They lose 2. They lose 3 so quickly, Team Secret. Pump out the damage. Ninjas in Pajamas didn't know what hit him.
What a Carapace. They have no instant disable. Anyone that wants to disable him, I think the best one is probably Venge Stun, but that has some travel time, and he's stunned 3 heroes with his Carapace. Lines him up perfectly for that Impale. Yikes.
And with that, now you take damage to your tier 2 tower. Qualifier still not ready to fight. Like he bought his BTs, but he needs his armor or it's his survivability item now, which normally for him has been the Manta style.
Yeah, definitely needs Manta. But the problem is his teammates are very poor. Like Vengeful Spirit had an okay safe lane. They killed Centaur a couple times, but just treads Lance on the VS. Ideally, you want like Helmodam plus Lance or Helmodam plus Yasha at this point. And then Crystal Maiden, level 7, no items, working on a 4-staff, but no pieces yet. Elder Titan just Tranquils and Windlays and Raindrops, like the bare bones. Like the green on the net worth is just very low.
You can see it reflected. 5,000 gold advantage for Team Secret without the Alchemist, and they're sitting about 4k on the experience. NiP is still looking for these Observer wards, but the sentries are out of range, so Puppey, well, Era saw him. The Sunstrike's going to connect as well. They were putting themselves into this fight, but Era, they need to get himself out. Where's the swap target? The fact the 3-man wall with the ultimate is still not enough. They just stuns. Io will fall. Puppey has to make a break for the tree lines. Maybe with MP being frostbitten up, Timbersaw can't keep his chase going, can't keep the damage going. Another spike Carapace, but as it wears off, Harney's frostbite can finally start doing the work. So much space created by Trixie. Now, Ninjas in Pajamas need to capitalize. The denial with the Bloodstone from Timbersaw won't give him the kill. And Team Secret, it's their turn to lose the fight 3-0.
That was such a great swap coming out from the Vengeful Spirit. They are really good about protecting themselves with minimal items. Imagine once they actually get 4 staffs, Glimmer Capes, they are going to make them work for any sort of kill. But that fight was without the Invoker.
Oh, Qualifier!
Oh,
the Tornado caught him just as he's BTing. He has to Chemical Rage and fight this. There's just no other choice. Okay. The choice was death.
Only 290 gold. Secret, if you're looking at someone's net worth, you're not like generally sure how far ahead you are, and a good gauge is looking at the net worth or looking at the kill gold that you get, especially from the richest hero. If you get 290 gold from the richest hero, then you're pretty far ahead. So Secret know that the supports are just broke. It's only Alchemists with net worth, and they are destroying the net worth charts at the moment. Because we have access to the graph and stuff, but
we do.
They don't really know how far ahead they are. They know they're ahead, but by how much. Roshan is up. They could easily take Roche, I think, pretty soon if Invoker wants to.
They still will probably want to give a little bit of respect. Hit one. Okay, where's that stun? Stampede's going to trigger as Puppey coming in through the rear. The ulti, let's go from Harney. Puppey will out interrupted with that Spike Carapace and the follow-up stun, so Harney will go down quickly. It still was mid-1. He was the first one being initiated on. Trixie able to dodge out the Sunstrike, the ET splitter. Puppey again. This Spike Carapace has done so much work. Didn't think maybe he'd be able to do that much work with this late pick Nyx Assassin. But as you said, if he counters them perfectly, the hero is just worth the pick. And both supports down
too on the Nyx Assassin. He has the Midas and the Arcane Boots, and he was kind of just solo supporting up that top lane.
Yep.
Mid one also made some big plays. He was like getting chased down by Darkseer, and they were trying to jump him with like the Mud Golem and the Alchemist TP, but he Alacrity, he killed the creep and almost killed the Darkseer at the same time.
Trixie just having to force his ultimate on this top lane to hold it. And Team Secret will back up. They go back into their farm game, buffing up more and more cores. They still hold 3 out of the top 4 positions on the net worth.
Invoker is really close to the Alchemist, so that is not a good sign for Koikva. He is not as far ahead as it needs to be, and he's gonna get very little help from his teammates. I guess there's a mech on the Darkseer, but
Whoops.
Vengeful Spirit just not very far.
Smoke broke, and 2 sentries now been committed. 200 gold thrown down, and a smoke break. Trixie might also be in a little bit of trouble. Puppy's just sitting behind the town. There's not long left on his vendetta, but they're pinging out like they know, and yeah, they do know. Sentry Water's down, the Sunstrike's right in the money on the Darkseer with the Impale hit, and the Chakram. More than enough damage. There's ulti, let go from Hani, MP able to Timber Chain away, but Era pulls it back in again. Hani had to cancel off the channel, but the ET split up. Maybe he'll drag MP in, clicks on Puppy, but again the Spike Carapace interrupting the combination that anything that NiP wanted to put out. And Era, while Meteorite on top of him, they're losing too many heroes too often.
Under attack.
Mass disables, mass survivability from Secret, and no answer from Ninjas in Pajamas, because they can't. Koikva cannot be their answer yet.
Dire's bottom tower
The
is
Carapace
under attack. Radiant's top tower
is so good, and it's even before they want to pick off the Alchemist. Alchemist, what are you going to do? Permanently turn off the Radiance? Maybe, but
Radiant's middle
Ion Shell,
tower
are you never
is
going to
under
cast
attack.
Ion Shell on the Darkseer? He's probably considering, like, I probably shouldn't Ion Shell myself. He just died because he had Ion Shell on himself, got Carapace, got Nick stunned, and just got Sunstruck. So there is not too much counterplay to the Nyx Assassin being in their midst. They definitely need a gem soon, I would say. That's by far the best way to deal with the Nyx Assassin. But
They saw him, but
so
they
poor.
still knew they couldn't do anything about him.
Yeah.
As you said, like, the VS is the only instant stun they've got, but even then, that's a projectile, and Poppy's going to respond before that connects.
Look at this Observer Ward on the left side, right outside of T3.
That one.
Yeah, that one. That's a good one. You can see a little bit up the high ground too, which is nice if you're Centaur. You can perhaps blink jump someone. That's not a Observer Ward that we commonly see.
Team Secret definitely in the driving seat. Approaching the 10,000 advantage on both Golden Experience and looking to force the issue more. They're going to smoke up and slip into the pit. Now, Radiant do have an Observe Ward around the front of the pit. With a Sentry Ward placed, they
Nyx.
understand what's going on, but
Nyx is looking for someone. They don't know where the Alchemist is, but he is going to show with the Observer Ward very, very soon on the left side. Puppy immediately heads over there.
where's the vision? Here comes the Alchemist, look for the fight. The Sunstrike's down, but it won't really hit on anybody. Sentry Ward's down too. They saw Puppy. They know he's behind the lines. He's in range of the other Sentry Ward, so they've got the stun. Spy Carapace is down. Maybe they can actually remove the bug, but at the same time, Trixie is 1v3ing. Puppy is still alive on 48 HP. A relocate coming in to save him part. I won't get there in time. It's still a 1-for-1 trade off the Darkseer for the Nyx Assassin. Are they having enough? No Koifa. He's going in. Pylai die. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He needs to get out with a relocate. He'll have the time. No, he won't. He'll fall. But the trade-off, it's for the Vengeful Spirit. Koifa still wants to keep fighting, and we'll watch him go 1-on-1 or 1-on-3 with mid-1, but he can't see him, so he can't attack him. Sentry Wars down. Hani tries to create the space, but it's just not enough. Hani lets the ulti go, but there's a Yule Scepter on Kazu. He interrupted instantly. 4 heroes lost for Ninjas in Pajamas, and Syndrome is the only one that lives to tell the tale of why the 300 died on top lane.
Poor Era. He had to swap out Koikva and it just got destroyed by that Meteor Blast. That was very sad. That's when you want like a Glimmer Cape on someone, so you don't have to sacrifice your life and you can actually take through the Meteor Blast. But
Your supports don't
the
have
support-
any
yeah,
money.
the supports don't have anything. That's the main issue this game. Alchemist has been doing his thing, getting a lot of bounties and whatnot, but the supports play they just have not found any time to farm. They've been giving up kills in the lane despite being there and not playing greedily at all.
But it's the weakness of NiP. It's the way they played their entire qualifier as well. They put so much effort and pressure onto Koifa just to perform, be it his Tinker, his Invoker, or his Alchemist. Each time they sacrifice everyone else for the greater Koifa.
It's a good strat for game 1 though, I would say. An Alchemist / Naga strat.
It's just a little bit too mouse boards. Trixie. Jump, hoof stomp. You can't do anything to that. Honey's dead as well. The EMP will either burn him out. In fact, the EMP damage, no, I thought that might be enough to finish him off. He's got 1 charges, getting back. Cinder creates space. Honey will survive. They get given a freebie from Team Secret. But with Acid Spray down, all Puppey needs to do is blink in. Actually, he didn't go for the blink dagger. He switched back into the Solar Crest. But what he's going to do is walk into Acid Spray and trigger Spike Carapace.
Solar Crest is better for pushing high ground. I think Ags is way better defensively, but they are not in any sort of defensive position. So.
His original quick buy had Blink Dagger. That's why I was looking for it.
Yeah. Blink Dagger would have been pretty good too. He's been in some situations where Blink would have saved him or helped set up, especially now that NiP, their area to cover with sentries is very, very minimal. Oh, smoke coming in.
Yeah.
Roshan is not being taken down.
The little chakra just sitting there, farming up the Ancient. And they're chasing it.
To their dismay, there is no Roshan going on.
They're surging up the center, who actually got body blocked by Qualifier. Pylai starts his TP, Era, they get the vision, they swap him back out again, so Pylai 301 gold for Honey for killing off an IO.
He has a Midas on IO.
If I remember correctly, after he got the Midas last time, he built into a straight BKB.
Koikva sneaking into Roach himself. Puppey is outside, but there's
no
a
IO.
lot of minus armor.
There's no IO for 30 seconds.
Invoker's there, though.
And they just burned their Yule Scepter over on the Centaur, so the Chakram will fly in. Where's your Chemical Rage, Kuiper? He's getting stunned up inside the pit. He's going to lose all of his mana and his life. MP shreds him apart. Trixie will try and turn it around with a 3-man wall, but there's just no fault. There's no extra control. The Lotus Orb reflecting the stun of Era. The Sunstrike ride the money, so say goodbye to the Crystal Maiden. The Splitter can do its work, but Puppey just uses it against Cinder and stuns him up with a Spire Carapace, and they'll move forward. Pylai now relocated to the front lines. He'll support him up as well. Nowhere to run for the big Elder Titan. And Darkseer, there's always one. There's always one left alive from NiP.
This is the next Assassin last pick, though.
It's pretty solid, man. Pretty solid.
I really admired the way those 3 heroes played in the off lane. So
Yeah.
Kezu, Pylai and Puppey. I think that's really what won them in the early mid, more so than anything else in this game.
So Roshan taken by mid one. They BT to the mid. With the 3 heroes again, it's going to be all 5 in just a second. And Ninjas in Pajamas, they have fortification. They can delay this a little bit. In fact, there is no wall available, so it's more of a dissuading kind of thing. But Trixie's going to lose his life for a Willy. Greaves as well as Stick Shot to keep him alive. MP, his TP gets cancelled, so he'll have to go out the old-fashioned way. But the melee ranks is already taken. Concoction too far away, so Kuiper ends up stunning himself as well as Cinder because he's put together in the hoof stomp, catching out too. Era as well as Hani. That could be it. They've lost so much now with no buybacks available. Trixie will be brought down by the Timber, and Puppey's running back in again, looking for anything. How do you fight this? Team Secret can just go for the GG push if they want to, or it can be safety by heading to the bottom. NiP just have no answer. And Kuiper. Blink, Yules, Hoof, tries to dodge it with the Manta style, but there's just too much damage.
Good game.
Good game, well played. 29, not even 29 minutes. Team Secret will take it with the same amount of kills. Solid performance in
I think
game
it's a
one.
good idea, though. One seed versus whomever they chose. You know, you're not going to be in. You're not going to be favored in the matchup. And I think alking your way to at least one victory was a very smart strategic maneuver by Koikva. And if they did win, it probably would have tilted Team Secret pretty badly with the Alchemist. And you know, you can always leave room for a Naga or a Tinker later on.
But they will have it later on. Game 2 coming up next. Doesn't work for game number 1 for Ninjas in Pajamas, but there is a second chance at the best of 3s. This is the semi-finals for the European qualifiers. We're looking to see who will be the one team to represent Europe in the Kiev Major. We'll be back.